to everybody out there. I think that it depends on your perspective and what your values are and what you want out of a relationship. To me, a good woman, a high value woman, is one that adds additional supports that a good woman would have. She adds additional supports that you value, whether it's in characteristic, whether it's in terms of value systems, or I mean, some people like materialistic or physical quality traits, right? So I think that a good woman has a good value system, good moral system. She makes positive judgments, right? She's just a positive overall person. And a high value woman depends on what that person wants, what that person needs at that moment in their life.
I like that. I like that. And we're going to bring it over to you, Ladybug. Do you agree with Nikki, or do you have a different perspective on what a high value and good woman means?
Um, I pretty much basically agree. I don't think that I can say I'm a good woman or I'm a high value woman. I think that will be up for my partner to set that limit on my goals and what I bring to the table. Most importantly, I think that a high value woman is someone that already came with everything. She done grew up with it. She done got the education. She got the house. She got the car. And she expects her man to have that same thing. I think a good woman would just genuinely give you a chance. She will want to build that with you. I might just have an apartment. Then we get our home together. We get our car together. We work on our finances together. Whereas high value, I think I need you to come with that already. I don't want to give you a chance to see if you can. I need you to already have.
Okay, okay. Pretty interesting. I'm gonna bring it over to Humble. As Ladybug says, she is not the one to decide whether she's a high value woman or a good woman. Can you tell us again a recap last week of what a high value woman and a good woman is to you? And do you agree with Ladybug on her perspective? Can you say whether you're a good woman or a high value woman, or is that for your partner to say?
Good morning, Strawberry Red. Thank you for having me again for part two. I first believe that I am both a high value woman and a good woman. I believe that you can be both, but I also believe, thank you, Showtime. I also believe that a good woman is based on who you are as an individual, and then a high value woman is who you are when you decide to be in a relationship, and then the value is based off the recipient. Whoever it is that is receiving the value is the one that determines what the value is, and that's also going a little bit off of what Ladybug said and adding to what Nikki said. Thank you, ladies, for sharing.
All right, I like that. I like how you broke that down. Humble pie.
Thank
Welcome,
you,
welcome,
Strawberry.
welcome here
Good
to
morning.
Life Happens here with Strawberry Red. Our topic is high value women versus good women. We have the women up here giving their perspective first, because we know the men are down there listening to these answers so they can come up here and rebuttal. But I want y'all in the chat to judge who has the better perspective. Is it the women or is it the men with the better perspective on this topic? Let's see. Please make sure y'all engage here, because these women ain't playing. They coming with their answers. And we have a new guest to our panel, and her name is G-Way. G-Way, if you can give us the definition of what high value and a good woman mean to you, is it the same or is it something different? Or do you agree with the three ladies here on the panel?
So all love queens, right? I'll elaborate a little bit on my perspective on high value versus a good woman, right? So in my semi-humble opinion, a good woman is what is determined by other people. So other people can look at a woman and say that she's a good woman because she provides, because she's nurturing, because she does these things that gives these people grounds to create that opinion of her, right? I believe that a high value woman is one that rates herself. So it is a woman who sets up her standards. It is a woman who sets up her boundaries. It is a woman that limits the toxicities that come into her life. It is a woman, it's not necessarily a materialistic thing. So in my opinion, a high value woman is one who highly values herself. So she will not enable situations for too long, right? I don't think that you have to necessarily be perfect in any of these respects, but the high value woman is takes self-care. The high value woman understands her worth. The high value woman understands her lack of limits, you know? A good woman, like if you think about your old school moms and stuff like that, and the women who tolerated way more because they were good women. They stood by you because they were good women. They helped and they supported you because they were good women, right? The high value woman knows her limits, you know what I'm saying? So she will snip, snip. So that's my perspective on it, is that the high value woman is determined by the woman herself, and the good woman is determined by those around her.
Okay. If y'all agree here with these ladies' perspective, put agree. If y'all disagree, just say disagree altogether and give us what your opinions are on what a high value woman and a good woman is. Let me get some engagement. Do you agree or do you disagree down there in chat? Welcome to Life Happens with Strawberry Red. We are talking about high value women versus good women here. We are getting the women's perspective versus the men's perspective, who's coming up very shortly. Well, as y'all know, there is a saying, and I think we all done heard this saying before, that black women are angry. And, okay, this is going to be some part questions to these ladies, because y'all all are black, beautiful women here. So that saying, black women are angry, who do you think you hear this the most from? Is it from the men calling the black women angry, or is it coming from the women themselves? The next part to this question is, do it take away from you being a high value woman or a good woman, because the saying could tarnish you as what your value a good woman is, because they're always saying you're a black angry woman? And I am going to pass this over to Humble Pie.
Hey, thank you again for having me, Strawberry Red. I'm going to make sure I understand the question. Based on the stereotype that black women are angry, does that stereotype then lessen our value?
Correct.
If we are basing value on, let's go with what G said, if we're basing value on what that, if we're basing value on what the person thinks of themselves, then why would it matter then what other people have stereotypically claimed that we are? If we're basing value off of what the other person, the recipient, and what their values are, then anger is something that if you would have to measure anger as a value. How valuable is anger to you? It sounds like how valuable is emotion to you? How valuable is emotional stability, emotional health to you? I think that's what it breaks down to. If it's not as valuable to you, then you might end up with someone where the stereotype fits. And then it does lower your value if the stereotype fits. But if you are emotionally healthy yourself and you know how to measure the value of emotional health, you end up with someone that also matches that value of emotional health. And you're able to determine then how valuable you are with how valuable the person is. The stereotypes then will not match. That's the whole thing about stereotypes. And I was interested in asking, if it's okay if I ask you, Strawberry. I know you have put us in this place and you are the host. But I was curious to know, why is it that on the week of part 2, you decided to make it a point to have men versus women whose perspective is better? Why did we not do that week 1? I was curious to know if you would like to answer that now, or you can answer it later if you like.
Oh, I can love it. I love a good controversial topics, and I love to switch things up. So you never know what you're going to get in the hands of Strawberry. It's never the same. Everybody would tell you every week is different.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to bring it over to G-Way because she had that church hand up and she was ready to answer the question. So G-Way, we're going to pass it to you with the usher over there and she going to get her answer in. What is your perspective on that stereotype of angry black women? Do that take away from the value of a woman being a high value or take away from her being a good woman? What are your thoughts?
So first and foremost, bear with me because this answer is going to be a little bit longer than I would normally intend for you, right? So let's go back to Egypt, right? The Temple of Isis. The agenda has always been the agenda, right? To defraud, to deface the woman, right? So if you look at the Temple of Isis, the Catholics had went over and they tried to, carve over the original markers of the Temple of Isis, right? There's a reason for that. But just like with the Temple of Isis, eventually your true markings will come through because they only can do superficial stuff, right? So what we have to understand is that the good woman, the high value woman will always remain these things. Can y'all hear me? The second thing we must understand is what is an angry black woman, right? So the definition of an angry black woman is a woman, it's a misconception, right? So a woman pours completely and entirely into something, right? Has an expectation of that. So when we love, we don't love subpar. When we care, we don't care subpar. When we invest completely. So when you put all of you into something, there is an expectation of a product or a result, right? The issue becomes when that thing does not become that thing. So if you think about, like, let's say right now, I go ahead and I take this child and I do everything to provide this child to make them a quality product, right? And the child decides to go a different way. There's a frustration that comes with that, right? So what you see that's quote unquote the angry black woman is a woman who's actually fed up over it. She's tired of it. She's not engaging in a way. But the only thing is she doesn't know how to say, I'm done with you and I don't care anymore. And that's where the high value part comes in, right? The high value part says that now you can walk away gracefully because you know what's not for you is not for you, right? The good woman becomes the angry black woman because she stays in a place that is not necessarily for her or that she has already outgrown, right? So there are high value women are good women also, but they understand on a different level when it's time to walk away. So your angry black woman is just the one who still stays there trying to believe in the back of her head somehow, some way it's gonna make sense. So think about your relations with people cheat, right? And she's upset, she's hurt, she's in pain, right? But she continues to believe, to push, to invest in something that she knows is really dead for her. But she does it and it hurts because she's not getting a quality product back. So nobody wants to put all of themselves into something and receive subpar results. And that's where you get the angry black woman. She's not angry, she's hot.
Okay, she's hot. Very interesting, very great viewpoints there. Welcome to Life Happens Here with Strawberry Red. High value woman versus good woman. Thank y'all for the gifts. We see y'all there in chat. Make sure y'all fave everyone here on the panel and make sure y'all get engaged. I like how y'all are saying y'all agree. Make sure y'all put y'all perspectives as well there in the chat. Ladybug, what is your perspective on the stereotype that the black women receive of being an angry black woman? Did that take away from her value of being a good woman?
I don't necessarily think so. G-Way covered front, back, side, flipped it, reversed it. I don't even know what to say now. But I generally think that a lot of what G-Way said is definitely true. You get tired, you get exhausted. I know one of the main things that I always say that I'm tired of people saying, I'm sorry. You knew you needed me more than I needed you. So within time, I learned how to set my limits, set my red flags, one and done. So it comes down to who said I had to be angry? Why can I be stronger? Why can I just know better? Why do I have to be angry? Yeah, I was hurt. Stuff happened. I moved on, but I think that we learn from it, and it makes us stronger. We're considered angry because we shut it down. We stopped it. We're no longer allowing it. Or we blew up. Sometimes you just gotta blow up on somebody for them to see you, hear you, feel you. But now you consider angry. I don't let you do this, that, the third, the fourth, now the fifth. I blew up on you. So now I look like the crazy person because I don't let you put me through all these trials and tribulations that no one can see and no one knew about. Then we got other issues that we have to deal with along the way. I was raised by my dad. I stress this issue. I was raised by a man. So I love my Black men. I know the struggles that they go through. I've seen what women can do. I've seen what women can do. And I know what our voices can do. When you hear your mom call your name, you up and you alert. That's one thing that we have. We have that voice that wakes everything up. And people will listen depending on how we use our vocals. I don't have to yell. I don't have to scream at my kids. So I don't consider myself to be angry. I learned that. Figure out what's the problem. Make a solution. Like, why am I angry? Well, why am I mad? What's bothering me? My kids? These are my kids. My health, this is my home. So those are things that I feel like I can work on versus being angry and, self-destructing. I think it's about conversation, communication, knowing what you want and knowing how to get it and taking the proper steps to get there so you're not angry about it all the time. People will only do what you allow them to do, I think.
I agree. Welcome here to Life Happens here with Strawberry Red. Our topic is high value women versus good women. We are getting different perspectives here. We have an all women panel, and next we are bringing up the men who has the better perspective, or do you like them both? And I'm going to bring it over here to Nikki, but Nikki, I'm going to change the question because we are running short on time here. My next question is, do you feel a woman needs a man, or does she just want one?
Wow, that's a good question. I'm gonna come back right after the show to answer that stereotype one. I think that does a woman need? So if we are it's layered there, right? Because it kind of depends on your sexuality and those type of things. I think that everything does need balance, right? I think that energy that we bring as people needs some sort of balance. I think that whether the energy, you want to call it masculine and feminine, positive and negative, or whatever that is, I think that you do need balance in relationships. I think this world needs balance. I think that when we talk about needing, you need someone for emotional support. You need someone for comfort. You need someone to balance out your idiosyncrasies, right? You need someone in your life sometimes who are going to do that. I think that confusion comes when a woman says, I don't need a man. She's often talking about a particular form of need, right? And sometimes that means economic need, right? And sometimes it does mean emotional need, and they don't stress what that part is that they need, right? But I believe that as humans, we all do need one another. And whether you choose that to be a man or a woman, you need another person in your life. And I think that what we have here in the United States is we have become so individualistic that when we think about need, we don't want to be dependent on anyone. A lot of us women, Black women in particular, have been raised by a generation of people, whether it's a man or a woman, who have told us that we have to be independent because no one out there is going to take care of you. No one out there is going to protect you. And we must understand that the reason why Black women were raised that way, it was a very historical particular moment, right? We had a crack epidemic. We had our leaders being gunned down and killed in the street. We had mass incarceration. And these people were looking out for these young women and saying, look, you got to take care of yourself. And that kind of fed into what you were talking about earlier with the stereotype of a Black woman. I just want to make sure everyone understands that's a stereotype that people embody in their ideology. It is not an actual thing. Right? Black women have a particular experience in this society, which makes them particular women, right? They don't have the same experiences as white women, Latino women, or these other women. And so they cannot be those things that you may be looking for. You cannot compare. The experience is not the same. And so I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, preach. I'm call her preach, sister Nikki. Okay, she's speaking a word here. I hope y'all heard that. Okay, welcome here to Life Happens with Strawberry Red. We see y'all down there with the guests. We see y'all down there in chat. The men are anxious. I can see them rubbing their hands right now, ready to get up here on the panel. They like this, like whoop. We waiting for our time in that the show. Okay, I see y'all down there, men. Women are sticking with the women here. I see the women down there in chat. Okay, and I'm going to pass this question over to Humble. Same question. Do a woman need a man, or is it because she just wants one?
When we're talking about women in particular, I believe that it is specifically a want, because when we talk about a need, what you need is something to survive. So what you need is also something to create, and a man needs a woman to create. Even if a man, he still needs a woman to carry. So a woman is needed. A woman does not have to have a man to carry a baby. A woman does not have to have an actual man. A man parts, yes, but not a man. Now with technology, we don't have to have a man to carry a child. And I'm not talking about finances. I'm not talking about emotions. I'm talking about literally needing a man. And I think that is where the independence comes from, because we actually do not need men anymore for the things that men are purpose for. Now it is, we must rely on our want for men. Our want for men has to be stronger, because our need for them is no longer as strong as it used to be. So we have to find new ways to uplift. We have to find new ways to and inventive ways to cater, or to do all the things that we used to do naturally. Now we have to put a little bit more work into it, because we can now not need a man. It's an option, and it's never been an option before. So
I like that. Oh, wow. She flipped that on y'all men. Y'all men need the woman, not the woman needing y'all. Woo, they down there. Woo, okay. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, G-Way. Do a woman need a man, or does she want one? Do you agree with Nikki, or do you agree with Humble? Because they both had two different perspectives.
Back to the agenda, right? So we go back to the Willie Lynch doctrine. Willie Lynch doctrine was not actually authentic for the time period. However, the concepts were. So the objective has always been to demasculate the males of our culture and to break up Black family structures. So if you think about welfare, it is actually the concept of farewell to Black families, right? So what we do is we do not allow 18 and above year old men to lead or to be men in a house environment, right? We don't allow them to, we want to keep them as children, but we put the woman in a position where she has to be in front and lead, and therefore the man is no longer a protector, which deteriorates his value, right? So and then you got to think about the young men that are coming up behind. Then how do those young men learn to be men? Because I can teach I have a son. I can teach my son how to be what I think a man should be to a woman, but I cannot teach him the core principles of what it means to be a man. So I think that there is a need for, if you want to call it masculine, feminine energy, for balance, as Nikki was saying, but there is a need, because even though we look at it as a want, because it's not water, oxygen, it's not lodging, we look at it as a want, but to me, it's more, it leans towards need, because without it, we are going to deteriorate as a culture. We are going to lose our value as a people, and we are not going to be prepared for whatever the rest of the agenda is, because we got to always look behind the scene to see what the intention is behind the play.
Okay, and I'm going to wrap it up. 30 seconds, Ladybug. Same question. Do a woman need a man, or does she want one? 30 seconds.
They have some good. I agree with them. All of the above. How history is supposed to be, what we are supposed to be and provide for each other. I would say we need each other. We need each other so we can learn how to properly grow and build the way we were supposed to, without hating each other, killing each other, but to uplift each other as kings and queens that we are supposed to be. The main pieces in the chessboard. I think that we need each other.
Okay. Thank y'all so much, ladies. Stick around for the end so you can come back up and tell everyone about you. If y'all can box down, ladies. And if my men can go ahead and box up, request the box. Go ahead and box up, my men. Thank you, ladies. See you back shortly. Box up, men. It's your time. I know y'all ready. I know y'all ready. Penny, you're not a guest on the show, so only guests that are guests on the show can box up. Penny, there is an after show, so I see y'all trying to box in. Please stay for the after show, and then you can get in a date box and you can give your perspective, Penny. My man, go ahead and box up. Go ahead and box up.
Hey, my brother Osha. Don't worry, my friend. We came to cook today.
Okay, I see a lot of people that are not on the show requesting the box. I understand. Y'all want to add y'all perspective onto the show, but this is a featured show. I have 3 people in my box. Please get out my box. You will be able to get in the box on the after show. Thank you. Okay, we have the men here. We are talking about high value women versus good women. These men were down here listening to these women's perspective, and they are ready to answer the questions. On the panel, we have Spree, Big Ocean, Cupid, and BMF. And these guys are ready, as y'all can see them on their face expression. So I'm just going to start it off for them to tell us what is a high value woman versus a good woman. Is it the same thing or is it 2 different things? And since we have a new guest on the panel, I am going to start with Big Ocean first. If you can tell us what is your definition of both.
Woo! Okay. God damn, man, I ain't even got my cooking mitt. I'm gonna go get my cooking mitt after. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get my cooking mitt after this one because it's about to get hot in here. A high value woman and a high value and a good woman, they're completely separate, right? I think it's 2 separate things. I think good is defined and determined based off of your relationship that you have with others, right? I think that's where it's kind of where it draws the line at. I think value is determined based off of your degree of success, accomplishments you obtained in your own lane or based off of societal standards, right? So you can say I'm valuable, I'm a high value woman, because again, we all view value by what? Ownership, like we property, whatever, you own stuff, like you got your own, you kind of thing, you got your own right, you're in your own lane, you kind of doing your own thing. So I think they're 2 separate. One's based off of, societal standards and what we perceive to be successful, and the other one is based off of your relationships with others.
I like that. And we're going to bring Spree over to recap what his definition of, he kind of related a little bit on finance. So did you change your mind, or do you still agree with what your thoughts were last week?
No, I think like you said, like circumstances, people create value amongst what you accomplish in life, right? So I think a woman that has high value is a woman that understands her value and what her accomplishments are, and she don't want those overlooked by a man or herself. That's my phone doing that going?
I think it's Ocean Fan. Is that somebody fan?
Somebody's going crazy right now. But yeah, but I agree with Ocean though.
BMF.
I was BMF. Dang, boy, I got the air conditioner on 1,000.
Okay, that's
it's
good.
1,000 here.
Now he still got a window unit.
The water dripping out the back of it.
No, that's the moving fan.
Okay, we're gonna bring it over to BMF. If you can recap what definition of a high value and a good woman means to you.
Pretty much what everybody said, but you know what I'm saying, your social status has a lot to do with being a high value. Pretty much a good woman is going to lack a lot of qualities that a high value woman has. Also, a high woman ambition is at a different level as well. So pretty much what everybody else can say. But with the high value, she stand out. She know her work. She know her direction. She got values. She not gonna settle for less. She ain't even gonna be in certain places either.
Okay, and we're gonna pass it over to Cupid. You had a different perspective from everyone. Is your perspective still the same perspective from last week?
100%, 2,818. The busy level here is at 100 max. But I'm gonna reiterate this: a high value woman is not. A woman cannot, claim themselves to be high value. Men actually tell you if you're high value or not. It's the opposite sex, and you cannot have kids and be high value. I'm sorry to tell you, you could be a good woman, and there's nothing wrong with being a good woman. It's don't care. I ain't gonna go back to that. Not the week. So you cannot have kids. I don't care if it's one, because the biggest gift you can ever give to a man in this life is a child. That's it. So once you gave it to someone else, not that special. Okay? I don't want to get intimidated though. It's already tell you. But I still will date. I date good women. There's nothing wrong with being a good woman. I just want y'all to know that. There's nothing wrong with being a good woman. It's just that like high value is, and this based off looks too. I'm sorry to tell you. You don't know your social status in life, and if you are mildly unattractive, you know, you're not going to be pretty privileged. So I'm going to just move forward. I want to get to the next topics.
Yeah, BMF, your team.
Yeah, your fan is on 100. Okay. Well. Interesting. I see the chat is flowing there. I see the chat is flowing. So welcome. The Life Happens with Strawberry Red. I am your host. The topic is high value women versus good women. Okay, I'm gonna ask the fellas the same question because they was going a little crazy off this question. Do a woman need a man, or is it just because of a want that she need? Because we had different perspectives from the woman, and it was pretty interesting. And we gonna pass it over to Spree. Do a woman need?
I think in reality we need each other, but a woman definitely needs a man, and a man definitely needs a woman. But if you were to think in sense of power and control, if women didn't have men, just say if it was women in their own village and men in their own village, the men would probably win the war. So of course you need men to protect you, because you're not there to protect us. We're on here to protect you and make sure that you're safe. You give us comfort, and it's safety and comfort, you know? So of course I'm going to say men need women, but women definitely need men.
And we got the men up here cheering for Spree. Big Ocean, do you want to add on that? Do the women need you? Or is it just the want that we have?
They better. they better. I'm sorry.
You want to survive.
I'm sorry. I got a question. Even in a female like relationship dynamic, one typically take on a more masculine role anyway. So they show it's shown that it's proven it's designed to work that way. I'm sorry. So yes, that feminine energy needs to be balanced and coupled with that masculine energy, and vice versa. So you do need each other, because there's a set of attributes and intangibles that each party brings, well, each sex brings to the table that the other one can't. I can't nurture like a woman. I can't create like a woman. Like I can't give you words of affirmation like a woman. And a woman, you can't provide security, safety, and comfort like a male. So like it's different. We both need each other.
Okay, we both need each other. I'm gonna change the question here for Cupid and BMF. Okay, your question is, who do you feel like women that are high value and good women that they say that are independent, do you think them independent women will remain single while being by themselves because they're too independent to have a man? And most men say that the women are, when they're too independent, they don't allow the man to lead. So is their independency going to cause them to remain single? And I'm going to bring that over to Cupid.
Let's go first.
Okay, we're going to bring it over to BMF. BMF, is the woman independency going to cause them to remain single because they are not allowing that man to lead?
Most definitely, because ain't no man gonna stay where he can't lead it. That's basically useless. You basically, what do you need a man to be there if he's not gonna be a leader? So that's pretty much useless to even have a man there, and that man ain't a leader if he's basically not stepping up and saying, look, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lead, I'm gonna take care of everything that needs to be taken care of, and I'm gonna make sure everything is done in the right way. I mean, we need to get back to the old days to where, you know what I'm saying, the foundation was built on the man, and, you know, the woman did what she needed to do, but the foundation ain't the same no more. So, you know what I'm saying? Society now, the woman basically be like, I don't need a man, you know what I'm saying? And society basically makes it to where a woman don't need a man, because as long as you don't keep a man in the house, they'll give you anything you need and want.
Okay, go ahead, Cupid.
All right, so I got like two ways to answer this because, to be honest, she gonna find somebody, but she just gonna find like a feminine man or like a very unmasculine man because there are people that are naturally. There's some weak people out here who actually date for survival and they don't date for love. They don't date for the proper reasons. So there will be a dude who's a little, you know, he wants to be a sugar baby and he will be with her just because she has money and so his girl can take care of him. But that's standard. I'm not, but for men, like if a woman wants a manly dude and she's like, because my mom is like independent and she's 50 and I'm wiping her butt, so she's lonely. You know what I'm saying? So like my mama couldn't get nobody and she took care of herself. Like, so it's not always good to just do everything right because men need to be needed. That's the thing for us. We need to be needed. We need to have like a sense of purpose. Actually, if there were no women in this world, I would not wash my booty because I would not wash my booty for you niggas. So that would be the answer. So I only clean and I only go outside and hustle and make money to like basically take care of females. Like that's what it's here for. That's what it's meant to be. But all right.
I do not agree with Cupid's statement. The last part, anyway.
He does not agree. He said he is taking wash-ups. Welcome here to Life Happens Here with Strawberry Red. Our topic is high value women versus good women. And I'm going to change the question again. I'm going to bring it over here to Spree. Men said that they need peace for women. How can a high value or a good woman provide peace? Where's the confusion coming in at where you men are not feeling like you're receiving your peace from the woman?
And when it comes to peace, I think everybody's peace looks different, right? I think like if you have effective communication and understanding with each other and y'all can build a rapport of understanding when to stop and when to give people space, it's peace and silence. And you don't have to speak your point at the moment of when you feel confrontation. Sometimes it's better to just be okay with walking away instead of having to prove your point. I think a lot of times with certain women, they want to prove their point, even if it comes off as harsh. It's okay to take for them to do something with your emotions, but you can't react emotionally to her. So I think when women don't understand that like men are emotional too, just as much as women are, then I think you can't really build like that. So I think a lot of times like it's peace and silence. If it's going certain ways, and I'm basing this on like arguments and stuff. Women like to win arguments just as much as men, but men are okay with just saying what they have to say and just if you understand it. And a lot of times it's not the understanding part for women is something that a lot of women lack is the understanding.
And that's a part 2 question I'm gonna come back to on that, Spree. And I'm gonna bring it over to you, Ocean. Same question. Y'all say y'all need women to be your peace. How can these high value and good women become your peace? What are they missing?
I think to piggyback over what Spree said, because my boy always keep the kitchen hot, man. God, Lee.
He got the oven.
He hot. Hey, he turned around. First off, women have to understand what that peace is, right? What that peace is. For me personally, I define my peace as my 4 corners, right? My walls, right? This was my beach. Because you gotta understand what a lot of people put forth a lot of sweat equity to and what they appreciate and value. So you got to try to uphold those values too. Like I don't want my house disrupted and in disarray if I have to work and I sacrifice a whole lot of time and energy towards, trying to obtain this and keep this together. Like, this should be always my peace. This should be my beach at all costs. And again, that peace is very subjective. You feel me? It's very, very subjective. And when a woman loves a man, they will learn and understand what that peace is, and they will always attribute to it. That's just the biggest piece.
I like that. So I'm going to change the question again, and this is going to go part 2 to what both of them were saying. It's going to go back to what Spree was saying. There's a understanding. So what do you believe is the confusion between men and women and the lack of understanding of a woman trying to understand a man and a man trying to understand the woman? Because it looks like we all got different perspectives here, but it seems like we're both lacking an understanding of understanding each other individually. So I'm going to pass that over to BMF first. BMF, where do you think is the lack of understanding between women and men?
Ain't no foundation and ain't no friendship. Everything is built on rocks and stones. And if you ain't got no foundation and friendship, then basically you're not gonna know how to basically love a person, right? And with a man, you know, we pretty much go through enough walking outside. You walk outside and you probably going through something or you seeing something. So it start with the foundation and friendship, and then when the communication and everything else is there, it'll flow like water. But without the foundation and the friendship, it's pretty much damaged goods.
Okay, I like that. And Cupid, same question. What do you believe is the confusion between women and men of lacking the understanding between each other?
Well, there really is no confusion. They know. They understand. They just choose not to. Like,
They know.
like, as far as like when it comes to like peace, I feel like my woman is my peace, because I'm already like naturally supposed to destroy the world like the Hulk. But then, you know, every now and then, like I always contributed to this. Like I want to be the Hulk, but then I need Black Widow to tell me to calm down. It's not time to smash stuff no more. We going inside the house. Let's cook. Let's clean. Let's make love, and let's be happy. That's how I look at it. My woman is my peace. And as far as like understanding, they know. They understand. I'm not even about to do this dizzy talk. They know. They know. Like it's like it's not. It's just that.
It's like they
They
don't
know.
know.
Like,
Or they just
they
don't
know what they
care.
really want.
Hey, they know. They just don't care.
He's saying he's not doing the Disney talk. But maybe there could be a misunderstanding or a misinterpretation of what you're saying, and they may take it in their own way, or it just not understand it, because sometimes you can explain it one way or they can perceive it a different way. So it could be a lack of understanding.
This is what I always say to this, right? Like I always say, like women, when we have discussions about relationships or anything, I be like, I don't date men. I don't want to be in touch with none part of what females deal with, because I'm a man. I don't care about your problems. I care about what I got to date women. Y'all headache. I don't want to think about, like, I don't want to tap into how men are. Like, I know that dudes do messed up stuff. Like, we do stuff, but like women do stuff too. Everything is of an equal balance. It's like everybody has it bad on both sides of dating. We got to deal with nagging, emotional, unlogical thinking women sometimes, and y'all got to deal with just, hey, it is what it is. I said what I said, or just unmasculine stiff men who just go think they can just control you with their money. Hey, look, it is what it is. Amen. And it makes you.
Hey, way to bring that home strong there. You had me lost at the beginning, but you brought it home strong, my boy. Yeah.
He told me that you forget my follow-up question.
He brought it back home
He brought it back in. I thought we was about to drown, and he pulled it back up.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Life Happens Here with Strawberry Red. Our topic is high value women versus good women. I actually had a follow-up question for what Spree said, but this is the first time I done lost track of my thought of what I was going to ask.
Can we touch on that question you asked the women with the angry black woman stereotype?
Yeah, we can definitely go into that question now. Okay. Go ahead and answer the question. The stereotype that our black women receive about them being angry, did that take away from their value or them being a good woman because they're being stereotyped? And 9 times out of 10 is more likely coming from the men saying that.
Right. Okay, so I like to compare this statement into like a Yelp review, right? Let's just say if women were a restaurant and people had to go do reviews on Yelp, and do you think that if everybody had a negative review, or a majority, let's say 60% of people had a negative review on that restaurant, would that restaurant still maintain business, or would it soon come to a close? Or would that restaurant have to change to be able to fit the other people's needs? And then not be so angry, right? So I like to compare it to Yelp. So if you say the stereotype is angry, then they gotta fix it. If the review say it's angry, then it's angry. If you say it's bitter, then it's bitter. If you say it's great, then it's great. You know, I think the proof is in the pudding. And if you say it's not, well, the review say it is. So I'm gonna say if it's like a Yelp, you compare it to a company, the value decreases and more people dislikes the business, you know?
Okay. So I like that you're comparing it to Yelp review, and you know me, I'm always gonna add a little something to it, you know, because if we're doing a Yelp review, right, and we only have one Spree restaurant, and there's not a chain of restaurants of Spree, but there's a chain of McDonald's, okay? You're gonna have those bad one review, right? So it's gonna be that one lady that has the bad review, but you're gonna blame it on all the McDonald's too, because you blamed it on that one person. But doesn't mean all the chain of restaurants are bad. So when we giving these stereotypes, it could have been just that woman or that person you was dealing with, but now everyone's called an angry black woman. And I'm gonna pass it over to Big Ocean, because I know he's ready to answer the same question.
Hey, I'm gonna take a different spin on it, just a little bit, right? Just a twist. I'm gonna add a little cayenne pepper and a little, you know, a little sriracha to this bad boy. You feel me? I think women, black women are only considered angry when dealing with other black men. I say that. And I'm gonna stand on that. And I'm gonna say that just from a standpoint of, is black women do not view black men in the same light that our oppressors did, and the reason why they enslaved us. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna spin on that, right? Spin it. Is a reason why the white man didn't go over to Asia and say, I need y'all to carry these heavy loads, right? They genetically not built and sound and structured to do that. It's a reason why they didn't go over to South America and ask them to do so as well, right? Even ask their own to do it. It's because they looked at us and they saw something special in us and our abilities, right? That's why they enslaved us and kept us there, right? And that's why they did what they did for all those years. Even that's why when men go outside the country, like, it's easy. Like, I don't know if any black man's traveled outside the condo spree, y'all. We get that love out there. Why? Because they still view us in the same light as if the oppressors did. Those who oppressed us. It's due to years of slavery that has reconformed the American, you know, women way of thinking and looking towards black men. Because it's crazy that they will get with another race and you don't have that same stereotype. It's not saying they don't have it. It's because, again, they don't view us in the same light. They don't. And now, because of so many years of them being oppressed too as women, now they feel like they need to go ahead and try to become equals in order to gain the same respect. Now we get that struggle. Because, again, like I say, if you get two women together, what happens? One's gonna fall back into a more feminine role. One's gonna step into a more masculine role. Same woman, just a different relationship dynamic. But when it comes down to a man, a black male, because they don't view us in the same light, we gonna stay where we at. So yeah, y'all gonna keep that stereotype until y'all change y'all perspective.
Amen. Hallelujah. Amen.
Man, it's like this.
I almost started singing Negro spirituals.
Well said there. Well, y'all, as y'all know, this topic, it can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Because, you know, I never get through all my questions because I always have plenty of questions here. But next week, we will be changing the topic. I hope y'all really enjoyed the show here today. As y'all know, we have the after show coming up in 4 minutes. So stick around so you can get in the date box and really give your real answers here. So I'm going to pass it over to Spree. Tell them when they can find you, what you got going on, any upcoming events.
I got a lot of events that I ain't in. For me, I'm judging. I don't know the times. I got to look at my schedule. But you can catch me streaming from 11 or 12 p.m. Eastern time to about 5 p.m. Eastern time. Monday through Friday. I don't stream on the weekends unless I'm just free. And I normally am.
All right.
He going control. What kind of question is that?
Thank you, Spree. And I'm gonna pass it over Big Ocean. Tell them what you got going on, when they can find you. And
Hey,
ladies,
we got a lot. We got a lot going on. We got an announcement coming. You know, on August 12th. You feel me? At 10:30, a big announcement coming out here, baby. On the live stream, we're gonna make sure we push the flyers out to everybody. We got the Poppy Patron Teddy Battle, TVO sponsored Teddy Battle. You feel me? Tap in for it. That's at 10. But make sure y'all catch the announcement at 10:30. You feel me? We outside. And we got some other stuff. We're gonna be outside. We got a couple other shows lined up. Make sure you go ahead and feed me on IG. See what other shows we out here popping on, man. Tune in to Ocean Driveway is always a vibe. Hey, salute. It's always a blessing to be up here with Cupid. You know, Slim. Hey, Slim, my brother. Cute brother. Hey, Spree. Boy, goddamn, my fellow chef in the kitchen. Appreciate you. Hey, thank you. Thank you again, Strawberry.
Thank you. Make sure y'all send me y'all flyers, what y'all got going on. Spree, y'all cousins. Cupid, tell them what you got going on.
I just want to say this is your captain, Big Cupid speaking, the voice of the tag streets. You know, I stream every weekend. You know, whenever there's a sticker on the side of the door of the tag handle of the screen, that's when I stream. And I want to say prayers go out to the baddest BBW. My bestie is sick right now, so you know, people ain't really in a good mood. But I'm here for the after show. So amen to everybody. Bless everybody in the room. Baldy, I see you sipping ain't easy. G-Way, you busy. Amen, y'all.
Okay, BMF, you can tell them what you got going on. And ladies, can you go ahead and box up?
BMF Slim. Pretty much I stream when I'm at work now. Sipping Style, we back tonight. You know what I'm saying? Strawberry, Seat, and Pay Me. You know what I'm saying? Pull up and catch a vibe. I got some more stuff coming soon. Follow me on my IG. You know what I'm saying? If you ever need a graphic designer or new media person, I am that guy.
All right. Thank you, BMF. And Nikki, if you can go ahead and tell them a little bit about yourself and what you got going on.
Hello. Please join me on Sundays for Soulful Sundays, 10 a.m. We talk about intentions, affirmations, and just starting your week off in positive energy. Also, Women Law Wednesdays, 9 p.m. We talk about everything women, hopefully uplifting and empowering them along the way.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you,
G-Wave, you can tell me a little bit about yourself, when to catch you, and what you got going on.
So I'm G-Way. I primarily focus on building an investment team on here. So on Sundays, 8 p.m. Central Time, I talk about investing, goal board organization, trading option contracts. And then on tonight, I'm going to actually be on the Talk Your Shit thing. And that's going to be it should be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that will be over there with Dee Dee the Goat. I also will be doing the natural beauty competition on Sunday. I have my flyers up on my profile. It's at 9 p.m. Okay, they changed it 9. Thank you for the gifts, y'all. Thank you for the gifts on Sunday at 9. And Cupid, I would shout you out, but you're so low vibrational, it's not even worth the energy. So good luck with all of that. Enjoy it. I know you're in love with that dude. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. All right. See y'all later. Be safe. Stay blessed up.
Thank you, G-Way. And Humble, tell them what you got going on, a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Humble Pie. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Central Time, and 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I usually do movement mornings as well as meal prep mornings, and I have Fashion Fridays with my best friend, Mary Got It Poppin'. I mostly promote my magazine, so if you fave me and follow me on Instagram, then I do give away swag bags with magazines. Also, you can subscribe for free. So I do those giveaways to my supporters each week, every Friday. So if you add me on both Instagram and follow me here on Tagged, then come by, support the stream, and you'll always have a chance to win some swag. Thank you again, Strawberry, for having me. I look forward to the next show.
Thank you, Humble.
Thank you.
And Ladybug, you tell them what you got going on, a little bit about yourself.
Hello. Thank you, Strawberry, for having me. Thank you, everyone, for the gifts. I'm Ladybug. I'm still fairly new, so I'm still learning everything on here. I normally stream every day around 8 p.m. Thank you. I have a battle tonight. I might be on a little bit later because I got to take a nap. My battle's at 11:59. So I'll probably take a nap. I have a few auctions coming up as well. August 19th. But for the most part, that's what I do. I stream every day and I do auctions.
All right.
And I thank you for having me, Strawberry.
Thank you so much, Ladybug. Oh, all right. And I am your host, Strawberry Red. As you know, we are here every Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time Zone. Different topics. Always looking for new guests on the panel. So if you know anybody, send them my way. Couple of things I got going on tonight. Catch me in Sip and Style and BMF stream tonight. Okay, we will be there at 9 p.m. Eastern Time Zone in his stream. I think I got the time right. So come catch it in Sip and Style tonight in his stream. And then I have a birthday auction that I will be hosting for Neria August 20th. Sorry, all slots are full. I don't even have any more slots left for those that wanted to get into the auction full. Okay, but I do have another auction that I will be hosting, okay? Y'all asked for it because it went viral and it went crazy, okay? So yes, I am bringing back lingerie. Robe and lingerie is the theme. So if you are ready to sign up, please go ahead and sign up. I already done got sign-ups quickly. So the lady slots are filling up. As you know, the men be scary, so the men are moving a little slow. So I need men who got some backbone and not afraid to put on a robe and get auctioned off to these beautiful ladies. Please make sure you hit my inbox. And now we are going to get ready for that after show because as we see...